Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the video. Hopefully everybody's day is going great. Mine is, and wow, what a day in the Overwatch League yesterday, guys. Some really unexpected results, crazy matchups, and just awesome games overall. It was absolutely an amazing Overwatch League day. And for the first time in what it seems like forever, there was not any crazy drama, rumors, leaks to come out. So today we're just going to be talking straight up about the games. Los Angeles Gladiators, holy crap, they smashed the London Spitfire. Then we had the San Francisco Shock versus New York Excelsior. We'll talk about that one. The last set of the day, also another crazy game. Reverse sweep coming in for the Florida Mayhem, beating out the Dallas Fuel 3-2. We're going to talk about that game. What the hell happened? We're going to break down the entire day. So if you're new here, guys, be sure to drop a sub to the channel. Like the video, we do Overwatch League content every single day. There's also a massive giveaway coming with a whole bunch of Overwatch League merchandise. You don't want to miss out on that. And let's just hop right into it, guys. The first set was the Los Angeles Gladiators taking on the London Spitfire. And obviously going into the set, most people thought, London Spitfire, they're a powerhouse. They won stage 1. They've been doing really well in stage 2 so far. They got a win off of New York Excelsior. They absolutely stomped the Philadelphia Fusion last week. One of the most dominant performances we've seen throughout the entire season so far. And coming into this, really, I didn't give the Gladiators much of a chance. I know the Gladiators beat the London Spitfire in the preseason, and the Gladiators are coming off a strong win against the Los Angeles Valiant. Still, though, it was hard to give them a good chance at winning it. Maybe a slight chance, but holy hell was I wrong. Let's go ahead and kick it off with Volskaya, where the Gladiators just completely dominated. We saw Shaz playing Genji and Mei. Specifically on his Genji, he was fragging out. Like, how many supports in the Overwatch League do you get to see swap to Genji and frag out? Honestly, the only player I can even remember in all of Overwatch that was a support to swap to the Genji and frag out was Cox from Runaway. Other than that, I literally can't think of anybody who was fragged out like Shaz has on the Genji sometimes. Incredible play from him. Really underrated player. Shaz, as well as his partner in crime, Big Goose. I think, in my opinion, the two best Western supports and one of the top support duos in the entire league. Anyways, back to Volskaya. The London Spitfire, they struggled really hard on their attack. Fortunately for them, though, they were able to pick up point B on the very last fight in overtime. But that really didn't matter to the Los Angeles Gladiators. They stormed through their attack, and then they capped point B on about their second try. And because the London Spitfire had no time left over, all the Gladiators had to do was cap first, and they win the map, which they did that. And just to point a few more things out for this map, we had Surefour, he was on the Sombra, looked good. Fisher, oh my god, this guy just adds so much to this team. His aggressive play style really suits them well, and the way the team is following up on them, it seems like Fisher and Asher have some of the best synergy in the league. And they've only been teammates playing together for like 2 weeks now. Kind of absurd to think about it. The London Spitfire did have some of their players in that don't get as much playtime or are considered some of their weaker players like Hureg, Hagopen, Huyal. Basically that full GC Busan roster that did actually lose to the Los Angeles Gladiators in the preseason. So going down 0-1 for the London Spitfire in this set was actually very bad. If you look at the map pool for this set, what were they thinking? I get it, maybe you want to give Huyal some playtime, Hureg, Hagopen, give them a chance to play, but you also got to manage this a little bit better. Think about the maps you're playing. Lijiang Tower, King's Row. I honestly think at this point we all know that Lijiang Tower and King's Row are two of the worst maps for London Spitfire. The London Spitfire have lost both these maps about 80% of the time they've played it, regardless of the team they're going against. So I think that's definitely something that the coaches missed here. They should have started with their strongest roster possible in Volskaya so they can pick up their good map. And then as the series goes on, if you go up maybe 2-0, 3-0, then throw Hureg in, throw Huyal in, give them some playtime after you secured the set. Don't start it off with some of your weaker players against a team that's already beaten you before on some of your worst maps. So definitely a mistake coming out there from the management and coaching staff of the London Spitfire. Nonetheless, I am taking absolutely nothing away from the Los Angeles Gladiators. They look phenomenal in this set. Let's move on to Lijiang Tower, talk about this a little bit. We had Hydration come in for Surefour. We got to see the projectile play with the Tracer play. Great stuff. They dominated Lijiang Tower. The first round went in favor of the LA Gladiators 100-0. Not even one team fight went in the favor of the London Spitfire. The Los Angeles Gladiators really gave it to them. Then we moved on to the second round, and it was more of the same stuff. We saw Hydration bust a fair out. He looked great. Asher on the Tracer again, comboing with Fisher. They're all over the place. Shaz and Big Goose are doing their thing. Bishu also doing his thing. These guys looked great, man. It's crazy. And they won this round. It was like 100-36. The London Spitfire didn't even come close to winning at all. Like, it wasn't even competitive. So the Los Angeles Gladiators went up 2-0. We moved on to the third map, which is Kings Row. Then we finally saw the London Spitfire. They put in Birdring, they put in Bedosin, they sent in Fury, they sent in what a lot of people like to call their A-team, the strongest version of London Spitfire, to see if they could bring this back, possibly do a reverse sweep. But no, we saw Hydration in there with Surefour, and they actually took a page out of the Dallas Fuel's book, running that Junkrat and Pharah strategy that the Dallas Fuel actually wrecked them with. That was really cool to see. And overall, the Los Angeles Gladiators they look better on this map too, by far. It was a bit closer than Lijiang Tower, but still, they were clearly the favorites. They couldn't handle Hydration and Surefour's Pharah. And the Los Angeles Gladiators, they really just outclassed that A-team, taking the set 3-0. And it wasn't close at all up until this point. And something I really want to point out is that the Los Angeles Gladiators, they played phenomenally in this set. Because the London Spitfire, it's not like they showed up and they didn't play that good at all. They played fine. Honestly, it honestly didn't look like their teamwork was off. Nobody individually throughout the set looked like they were playing terribly on their team. The Los Angeles Gladiators just showed the F up. They really did. Strategically, they looked very prepared. Their dive was so on point. I already mentioned it. Fisher and Asher, they comboed for some of the best Winston Tracer gameplay I've seen in all of the league. Their King's Row strategy, Surefour and Hydration on those projectile heroes, worked out very, very well. The London Spitfire tried to deal with it with the hit scan, but it was just too powerful. So the strategies that the Los Angeles Gladiators came into the set with were honestly uncounterable by the London Spitfire. There's no way they could have known they were going to run these things. I mean, sure, we did see Dallas Fuel run the Pharah and Junkrat against Los Angeles Gladiators, but there's no way that London is going to know that they're going to adapt to that and run that themselves. Just throughout this set, strategically, the Los Angeles Gladiators were extremely prepared. They were ready to throw everything they had at the London Spitfire. And it's not due to under preparation or anything. These were new looks that the Los Angeles Gladiators threw at London. So kudos to the management and coaching staff from the Los Angeles Gladiators. They really did put in work for this win. We then moved on to the last map of this set, which was Route 66. And honestly, this was the closest map of the entire match. The London Spitfire, in the end, were able to take it. It went down to the very last team fight in overtime. It was good that the London Spitfire avoided the full sweep, but it honestly didn't matter at this point. The Los Angeles Gladiators, they got what they came for. They took the set victory. Fisher, wow, man, what a story. The guy gets benched on this team for gesture. Then he gets traded without even knowing. And 3 weeks later, he beats them. And he didn't beat them with just any team. He beat them with a team that was looking very average, like one of the bottom 3, bottom 4 teams in Stage 1 and even early on in Stage 2. He definitely had something to prove in this match, and he proved it. We saw in the post interview with him and Bishu, they were very excited about the win, especially Bishu, man. The guy was geeking out. He was so excited he won. It was awesome. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for the Los Angeles Gladiators. Huge win under their belt. And honestly, they're sitting in a good position. If they win out for the rest of Stage 2, they'll make the playoffs. They already lost the Seoul Dynasty match for this stage. They beat the London Spitfire, and they don't have to play against the New York Excelsior for this stage. So they are in a position where they only have to beat a bunch of Western teams to move on. They beat the Houston Outlaws, Philadelphia Fusion, and Boston Uprising. They'll move on. As long as their map score stays pretty decent, they'll be ahead of the London Spitfire, and they'll be in it, which is absolutely crazy. I would have never predicted at the beginning of Stage 2 that the Los Angeles Gladiators would make it to the Stage 2 playoffs. That's crazy, man. Good for them. Again, I'm so excited for them. I'm hyped. This really just shows that you cannot count anybody out in any match. No matter what, there is always a possibility for an upset, and it's got me super excited. The main thing that Los Angeles Gladiators need to focus on is being consistent. Throughout the past 3-4 weeks, it's always been a different Western team that's looked like they can compete with the Koreans, or that they're just going to be a top team in general, and then they just lose the next week to a team that is not that great. We seen at the beginning of the stage, it was the Houston Outlaws that looked like they were going to be great. Then it was the Philadelphia Fusion. Then they got beat up by the London Spitfire. Then it was the LA Valiant, and now the Los Angeles Gladiators, they beat up on the Valiant, and it looks like they're going to do it. We also saw it throughout the entirety of Stage 1. So hopefully the Los Angeles Gladiators can find a way to consistently win against some of the Western teams and get maps and even win some sets off of the Korean teams. If they can do this, it would be amazing, and they have a great chance of becoming a contender for the actual championship. Anyways, guys, that's it for this segment of the video, guys. The Los Angeles Gladiators, they look great. They have the potential to be one of the best teams in this league, and who knows, maybe the Los Angeles Gladiators can win the Overwatch League. That's what's so exciting. Moving on to the second set, we have the San Francisco Shock taking on the New York Excelsior. And what is going on with the Shock, man? Every time they give themselves a good lead, a good advantage, a chance to win a map against a good team, they just choke. Like San Francisco choke, San Fran throw shock column. I mean, like, these guys literally throw every chance they have to just win a map against a good team. They had over 4 minutes and 30 seconds to just cap first on Volskaya. You do that and you're guaranteed to draw and potentially get a tick on the next point and win the map. But for some reason, they literally couldn't cap point A when they took point A on their first attack blazingly quick. It's honestly like I'm a broken record at this point. It really seems like every time the Shock put themselves in a good position, they throw it away. And then once they throw it away, it goes all downhill, probably because they get tilted at themselves. So they ended up losing Volskaya. Moving on to the second map, we had Lijiang Tower. It was a 99-99 in the first round, extremely close. San Francisco Shock again had a great opportunity to win this. They were up in numbers in the last team fight, but for some reason, they just couldn't close it out. New York Excelsior, they staggered, they came back, and they won the point. And then after this round, it was definitely the end of San Francisco Shock, because for the remainder of this set, they just got completely rolled over. Moving on to the next map, which is Hollywood. The New York Excelsior, they had a blazing fast attack, pushed all the way through. Then San Francisco Shock got destroyed on their attack, barely got it halfway through second. Libero, playing like a beast in this set, by the way. Libero, very underrated, one of the most underrated projectile players in the entire league, in my opinion. Then we moved on to the fourth, the final map, Route 66. We saw Dante swap onto that Sombra. Thought maybe if Dante had a great performance on this map, they'd have a chance, but unfortunately, Baby's Tracer didn't look that great. Baby really couldn't get anything going on the Tracer. Neither could Dante really get anything going on the Sombra. They just got completely shut down by the New York Excelsior. There was some small hope on San Francisco's attack. They did get to the second point pretty quickly, but from there, they just got rolled over. New York Excelsior, they took over the game, and then they sat there and held them for 3 minutes straight, and the San Francisco Shock, they got punked in this set. I'm a little frustrated. I'm kind of getting tired of the San Francisco Shock giving themselves a good lead in a map and then just throwing it away. It's so annoying because they're playing fine. Like, they're playing good Overwatch to an extent. It's just when it really matters, they just can't do it, and it just happens so often. I think it comes down to in-game leadership and team communication in those moments. I feel like the team is just going berserk. They're all losing their minds. Nobody's following the same call. Everyone's going off on their own doing random stuff. No clear target focus, no clear plan or strategy, and then it just snowballs into like a 5-minute hold on the other team's part. And of course, this is going to tilt them because it consistently happens. And that's basically it for the San Francisco Shock in this set. New York Excelsior obviously looked good. They were the favorites in this set. They were more than likely never going to lose this set. But still, it's so frustrating seeing San Francisco do this consistently in all of their matches. Anyways, that was that set. There's not too much more to talk about for it. And let's move on to that last set, which I know you guys are waiting for. Florida Mayhem, Dallas Fuel. What a hell of a set. And let's just start off with the maps. First, we had Hanamura. The Dallas Fuel, they looked pretty good here. They started off on defense. They were running Rascal in effect. I'd say probably their two best DPS players. There might be a language barrier with Rascal still. Not too sure how that's working out, but I do think that the Dallas Fuel need to run Effect and Rascal combo together. They had a strong defense. Rascal was playing a wide variety of heroes. He looked very good. Effect was playing good. Taimou wasn't feeding. All was going well for the Dallas Fuel on their defense. Then they went on to the attack. They struggled a bit. It took them a while to crack that second point, but eventually they did. They got it on the last team fight, and it gave them the victory. It was slight errors coming out from the Florida Mayhem too, but still, Dallas Fuel, they took the map, went up 1-0 in this series. What I noticed on this first map was that both teams were playing pretty sloppy. It didn't really seem like either of them were winning convincing team fights. It was more rather that they were just winning team fights because of the other teams making big errors and mistakes. Again though, hey, Dallas Fuel got the map, that's what matters. We moved on to the second one, which was Nepal. The Dallas Fuel decided, hey, let's take out Rascal, we'll put AKM in. Put him in on the Pharah. They looked really good on Sanctum. I am a big fan of the Pharah strategy on this map, especially if the other team isn't running Pharah. And there's one thing about AKM, he's a very, very good Pharah player when he's not going against another Pharah. If he has free reign in the air and he doesn't have to worry about going through that battle with another Pharah, he really can shine. And he did just that on Sanctum. Effect was doing good on the Tracer. Not many mistakes coming out from them here. And they took the first round. Moving on to the second one, we went to Village. We had AKM swap over to that Soldier. They did some counter diving. They did some diving. They looked pretty good on both of them. This round was a lot closer than the first one though, because the Florida Mayhem were able to win a couple team fights. They ticked up their percentage almost to 90, but every single time that Florida Mayhem capped the point, the Dallas Fuel took it right back from them, giving them the victory on Nepal, going up in this set 2-0. Looking good, Dallas Fuel. Looking real good. Going up 2-0 in the series. We got this in the bag. We're moving to Kings Row. Screw it, let's run a Bastion strat. We got it. It's only the Florida Mayhem. We're up 2-0. This is an easy win for us. So the Bastion strategy, huh? Well, I mean, I won't knock it because it looked like they actually did practice it and they knew what they were doing and what their objective was. It just overall wasn't actually a good strategy. And the Florida Mayhem also played very, very good around it. I want to point this out. Florida Mayhem's defense on Kings Row was amazing. The way they moved around that high ground with the Orisa, Widowmaker, and Junkrat was so clean. They never put themselves in positions where they could get picked off, and they never put themselves in a position where Dallas Field could force them to really drop on the point because they were going to cap. So I feel like Manitin was a big reason for it. The guy was always in and out of the point, contesting it nonstop, and he never got picked off. So great plays coming out from Manitin there. Obviously, Tavik was raining hell down from the heavens with that Junkrat. Logix was hitting clean shots on the Widowmaker. It was just all around a very stellar defense. So despite Florida Mayhem's amazing defense, the Dallas Fuel were able to almost sneak in that very last team fight. They were up in numbers by far. All of Florida Mayhem was retreating. Dallas Fuel had ticked up some percentage. All they had to do was sit on the point and cap, right, guys? Oh, they C9, they C9, they C9 so hard. Oh my god, it was a brutal C9. We were watching Logic's POV, and the guy was running for his dear life. Half his team was dead, and then his teammates that were alive were behind him running as well. The Dallas Field literally had it. I don't know if they got trigger happy and they all went for the kill, but they C9'd so hard. I don't know if they were going to be able to win this map because they didn't have much time and they would have had to have pushed it all the way to basically the end of the map, but still, they would have had a chance to win it. And they threw it away with a massive C9. It was crazy. So, Florida Mayhem, they were showing some life in this set. They brought it back. It was now only 2-1. And we moved on to the fourth map, which was Gibraltar. And a very close map. Went all the way down to the very last team fight. It looked like Dallas Fuel were going to win it. They were up in numbers by far. But holy crap, Tavik with the miracle plays. This guy was blinking all over on Tracer, getting kills. He took out Chips on the Zenyatta. Then he took out Harry Hook on the Mercy. It was crazy. All by himself, and there was like 5 members of the Dallas Fuel up. Then he even one-clipped Rascal on the Tracer. Like, holy crap. He honestly saved the map for them because the Dallas Fuel were about to cap, and then we would have went into overtime, and who knows what the hell would have happened. They could have easily lost. But because of Tavik's heroic plays, they brought it to that 5th and final map, Ilios. It was history from there, dude. Florida Mayhem, they completed the reverse sweep against the Dallas Fuel. Quite literally snatched the victory underneath the Dallas Fuel's feet. And there was nothing they could do about it. It was like stealing candy from a baby. What an incredible set. It was beyond exciting to watch. Florida Mayhem finally being able to beat a team that is not Shanghai Dragons. And Dallas Fuel, yikes, man, yikes. They are not looking like the greatest team right now. XQC got banned for 4 games. I don't think it even went into effect yet, so he's still going to be out for 4 more games. I think it's the rest of the stage. These guys gotta be depressed. I can only imagine. I have no idea what's going on with them. I feel like their management is really failing this team. They need to control them. Social media blackouts need to happen. It's honestly just a mess, dude. The Bastion strategy, all of it. Why run that, dude? Just run a normal comp. You guys looked really good with the Farah Junkrat comp. Why not run that again? I don't know what made them want to run that crap, dude. I really don't. It's crazy. Dallas Fuel, you guys are a mess right now. No one can save you. No one. And I don't know, guys. Does that answer the question? Are the Dallas Fuel done? At this point, it really does seem like they are. At least this version of the roster has to be done. I feel like it's gotten so bad to the point where there is no other option than to just rehaul most of the roster. You might just have to go full Korean at this point. Sure, you had some good players on your team going into the Overwatch League, but it really hasn't worked out for you. Nothing is going the Dallas Fuel's way. A lot of players have been sick. Players have been suspended. Players have been underperforming. Doesn't seem like there's any team bonding. The morale's at an all-time low, and it just keeps getting lower. So this just might be it for the Dallas Fuel, guys, really. We'll probably touch on this a little bit more in a video either tomorrow or the day after. But I don't know what the Dallas Fuel need to do. I got to think about it. I'll let you guys know when I come up with something. But for now, it might be done. Again, though, congratulations to the Florida Mayhem. It's awesome to see them get some wins, especially in this fashion. Reverse sweeps are always amazing to watch. It was super hype. And once again, guys, this just proves anyone can win at any time in the Overwatch League. First Los Angeles Gladiators, now Florida Mayhem. 2 really big upsets. And that capped off an amazing day of the Overwatch League. If you guys enjoyed the Overwatch League and if you enjoy my content, be sure to drop a subscription to my channel, guys. I make videos every single day covering the Overwatch League, from drama, news, updates, recaps, predictions, power rankings. I cover it all. I am the best source for Overwatch League content on this platform. Drop the sub, like the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.